All right, welcome. This is your go-to explainer for getting your head around ad tech. Whether you're gearing up for that CIM Level 4 exam or you just want to really understand the modern marketing game, you are in exactly the right place. Let's dive in.
Let's start with a classic. This quote is over 100 years old, but honestly, doesn't it just nail the timeless headache for every single advertiser? Accountability. You're spending all this money, but where's it going? And is it, even working?
Because answering that question, well, that's the entire promise of modern ad tech. It's basically a whole toolkit designed to finally figure out which half is doing the business and how to make sure none of your budget gets wasted ever again. Okay, first things first, we can't sell anything if we're just shouting into the void. So, in the world of ad tech, the very first role you've got to master is that of the digital detective. You're on the hunt for clues to find your perfect audience.
This slide really just says it all, doesn't it? Old school marketing. It was a bit like casting a massive fishing net. Stick a TV ad on during the big match and just hope the right people are watching. But ad tech? Ad tech gives you this incredible high-tech fishing rod. It's all about precision. It's about hooking the exact customer you're after.
So what clues is our modern detective using? Well, forget the magnifying glass. We're looking at digital footprints. We're digging into browsing history, checking out past purchases, and seeing what people are searching for right this second. We can even use some clever AI to build what we call lookalike models, basically finding brand new people who act just like your best ever customers. It's pretty smart stuff. But just when we all got a bit comfortable playing Sherlock Holmes online, the plot thickened. Yeah, third-party cookies, those little bits of data that followed us all around the web, they're being phased out. And with new privacy laws like GDPR, the rules of the game have totally changed. Suddenly, some of our best clues, poof, they're disappearing.
So, here's the crucial bit for your exam. The best detectives adapt. They double down on what they can control. And that means mastering your own first-party data. Just think about Tesco and what they do with their Clubcard data. That's a goldmine. It also means getting even smarter with AI on platforms like LinkedIn. And you know what? It means going back to some good old-fashioned common sense, putting the right ad in the right place contextually.
Right then, you found your audience, your ads are live, fantastic. But how on earth do you know if your detective work is actually paying off? Well, it's time to swap that deerstalker hat for a tracksuit because now you're the team manager and you've got to get stuck into the stats. And honestly, this football manager analogy is perfect. As a marketer, you're constantly looking at the performance data, trying to make those little tactical tweaks. And in this game, your key performance indicators, your KPIs, they're your essential matchday stats.
So think of your KPIs like this. Your click-through rate, or CTR. That tells you if your strikers are even getting shots on goal. Your conversion rate, well, that tells you if those shots are actually finding the back of the net. And then there's the big one, ROAS, return on ad spend. That's the final score. Are you on track to win the league, or are you facing a very embarrassing relegation?
Let's just take ROAS for a second. A ratio of 5-to-1, that's your Champions League winning performance right there. It means for every single pound you put into that advertising machine, you got 5 pounds back in cold, hard cash. That's the kind of result that gets the board to love you. But here's a word of warning. Don't get lost in what we call vanity metrics. A massive click-through rate might look great on a chart, but as the big boss at P&G says, if those clicks don't actually lead to sales, they're completely worthless. The only currency that really, truly matters is sales. Okay, so you know who you're talking to, and you know how to measure if it's working. Now for the really fun part. Time to pop on the chef's hat and decide what delicious, irresistible, creative you're going to serve up to your audience. And I love this afternoon tea analogy. It's just the perfect way to think about it. You wouldn't just serve someone a plate of dry scones, would you? Of course not. You need a variety of treats for different tastes, different moments, and it's exactly the same with your ad formats. Let's have a quick look at the menu. Your display banners, they're the cucumber sandwiches. Reliable, they get the job done. Your video ads, those are the fancy cakes. Brilliant for telling a really good story. Search ads are the scones. Simple, direct, but absolutely essential for when someone is hungry to buy right now. And social ads, they're the trendy little macarons, designed to look beautiful and fit in perfectly with everything else around them. And the real secret ingredient, the bit of magic from our ad tech chef, is this: dynamic creative optimization, or DCO.
This is technology that's basically a master baker, automatically mixing and matching the message, the image, the offer for every single person who sees it to make it just perfect for them.
Right, we have covered a lot of ground. So for your revision, let's pull all of this together into a really simple, memorable playbook. Something you can take into your exams, and more importantly, take into your actual career.
So here it is, the key takeaway. A top-tier modern marketer, you're not just a specialist in one thing anymore. You have to be a master of 3 roles. You've got to be the data-driven detective, the eagle-eyed analyst, and the creative chef. And the real skill is knowing exactly which hat to wear and when.
So, I'll leave you with this one final and really crucial question. We've seen how incredibly powerful ad tech is, but with great power, well, you know the rest. That line between being helpfully relevant and just being downright creepy and invasive, that is the most important line you will ever have to manage in your career. How you walk that line won't just define you as a marketer. It'll decide whether your customers ever trust you. Now, good luck with the exams.